Hey gun people, just got some firewood. I know I'm in the dark underneath here. For some reason this thing really darkens up when I'm in the shade, but I got to get out of the wind because if I'm in the light it'll be windy and then I'll have people complaining about the wind. So I come in the shade and I got people complaining about the light. What can I say? It is what it is. Alright, let's talk about I got a couple good questions here. You don't need to see my face anyway, shit. Just scare you. What do you do? Somebody asked, what do you do if you're in a shooting, you're a concealed permit, and you end up shooting somebody and the cops are coming? And I thought I covered this in another video. Maybe I didn't. I didn't go back to check. But, I mean, that's an interesting point. You're in a mall, you're in a mass shooting, and I just did that video where that kid took that rifle away from the shooter in the school, and then he went and hid the rifle. And somebody said, well, maybe he hid it so the cops wouldn't shoot him when they come in thinking he's the shooter. And that's a good point. I'm not thinking that way, okay? And again, I know everybody's scared of the cops, think the cops are going to shoot you, and I think there's some cops out there that probably would shoot you and could shoot you and might jump the gun, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not giving up my gun. So, if you are in a situation where you end up covering somebody, stopping a robbery, shooting somebody, and you're holding them at gunpoint when the cops are showing up, a little checklist that ought to be in your mind is, where are the cops going to be coming from? At what area are they likely to approach? I mean, if I'm down a hallway and there's only two ways they can come, then I know they're coming from this way or that way. And maybe I will hear them. You're probably going to have auditory exclusion because you're going to go into that fight or flight. You're going to be very tense. You're going to be shaking. You're going to get tremors because you got that adrenaline pump and you're not doing anything but standing there trying to stay still. So a lot of things are going to be going on, but you want to start listening for cops coming, people screaming, stopping, maybe hearing shuffling, maybe hearing. Most times active shooters, cops don't go in there, we don't announce. We don't say police, police coming in, drop, like we do in a search warrant. If we're searching a house and we're clearing and we Congo line up, where all the cops line up in a line and we Congo line at the door and we all split off. When we're clearing houses and a couple of guys go in a room, as soon as we open any door, we always, and by law in some states, in California, every door you enter you have to announce search warrant. So if we're doing a search warrant and there's 5 doors and we have to kick 3 of them, technically per the law, every door we kick we're supposed to say search warrant demand entry before we go in, because we're demanding entry to the house. They may have not heard us. It covers our ass. Is there a remedy if we don't do it? Probably not. It just says you're supposed to do it and it gives the defense something to complain about later. But if we have a search warrant for the house, we can search the whole house. Are they going to throw out the search warrant because I didn't say search warrant demand entry before I kick the door? Probably not. I usually do it to make sure, police, get on the ground, put your hands up, show me your hand. We're saying something to identify in case there's somebody sleeping, somebody in there with headphones, somebody that can't hear. I want to give them as much notice as I can so I don't accidentally shoot them. So when we're doing that, we're announcing, police, search warrant, police, arrest warrant, police, get on the ground, show me your hands. So we're making sure we identify to give everybody so they don't think they're being home invasion, robbery, etc. Because there's a lot of things that's happening. But when cops are coming in for an active shooter, the way I was trained, and I don't know if they've modified it over time and stuff, this first 3 officers that arrive to an active shooter, they go in. You can't go in by yourself. If you're there and people are getting killed, you got to stand outside and go, dumb sheep gave up their guns. I'll just wait for my other 2 officers because per policy I can't go in unless I have 3 people. So while you're in there getting killed next time, or if you're ever trapped in a shooting and you're getting shot and you're wondering where the cops are, they could be outside waiting for other guys. But anyway, that's a side point of government fooling people, telling them they'll protect them. Remember, when you give somebody the ability to protect you, you also give them the ability not to protect you when they choose, and they can only protect you when they choose, and you give all that power to them with no control whatsoever, and you can't take it back. But, just listen to liberals. Give up your guns. You don't need them. So, in an active shooter, if 3 of us get there and we go in, and we wanted a minimum of 3, so if we pass hallways, you can have 1 this way, 1 that way, and 1 ahead. You know, the guy in the rear could give you some rear security so you don't get ambushed, but normally you're moving like a salmon against the flow of where the people are running from and where the sounds and screams are coming from. That's where you're going. So, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, I wonder where the shooter's at. All these people are running this way. Liberals will say, oh, I bet the shooter's over there. That's because they're an idiot. I know I shouldn't crack on all liberal. I got some liberal here crying, you've got good this liberal. Look, if you promote liberalism, you promote freaking gun control, big government, freedoms being squashed daily with your rules, regulation, new laws, new expansion of government powers, Obamacare. If you're liberal, you're responsible for all that shit, so don't come here and cry about, you can't lump us all together. I have a gun and I'm a liberal. Well, you're still a freaking idiot because you're promoting the liberalism ideas of big government. Big government equals less freedoms, more tyrannical government, less power to the people. And if you can't figure that out, well then you're an idiot, so you fit into my all liberal category. Oh, you're going to lose liberal voters and they're not going to come. I don't give a shit. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me get back to this. So as you're going down a hallway, we're looking for where people are running, using common sense, trying to go with the flow, trying to get to the shooter. If we hear a shooter, if we hear somebody pleading, please don't shoot me, I'm sorry, that's a clue. He's probably talking to the shooter. We're going to that area. So we're kind of getting information. If I've got a guy on the ground and I've taken a shooter's gun away, I'm going to be yelling, don't fucking move, show me your fucking hands, where are the cops, police, we're over here, I got him at gunpoint, I'm a good guy, I'm an off-duty cop, I'm a retired cop, don't shoot me, I've got the guy at gunpoint, hurry, get over here, police, we're over here, I got him at gunpoint, I have the shooter down, help, get over here fast, I've got him at gunpoint. I am articulating what cops who are coming can hear. So now they have time to formulate what's going on. If I just stand there over a guy and I don't say anything and I'm not thinking, I'm not processing, I don't have a plan, look, cops are going to be coming, somebody's called the cops, somebody's doing something, I got to start making sure that when the cops come here, they know I'm a good guy. You know what? By talking and screaming, you force yourself to breathe. When people get in fight or flight, or you're fighting or you're in fight or flight, sometimes we hold our breath. I tell people that all the time when I'm teaching them shooting. They'll get up there and they'll try to get that thing and they're holding their breath and then they start getting the shakes because they're not breathing and they're losing oxygen, and it's just a natural thing when you're tense sometimes to stop breathing. So you have to constantly think, breathe. Talking forces you to breathe. You're expelling air and I'm sucking air in because I'm talking and expelling air and I'm going. So communicating with the responding cops is critical when they're coming so they know what you're doing. I'm a good guy, I got it. They're still going to take you down at gunpoint. They're still going to say drop the gun. Okay, I'm not dropping a gun if the guy's still a threat. If they're there, I'm going to articulate to them, look, I'm not going to turn around and say I'm the good guy. Never point your gun at the cops. I don't care if you are a good guy. That's just not a smart move. That's a good way to get shot. So again, you're processing this while you're holding. Things are happening. People are screaming. People are bleeding. People are crying, dying. There's blood everywhere. And you got a guy at gunpoint and you're thinking, oh shit, is the freaking liberal government going to come and try to sue me and put me in jail because I used too much force, because I'm the bad guy, because I'm doing the right thing. So all this shit's going through your mind. You need to be thinking ahead. Alright, when the cops come, I don't want to react to their voices. I don't want to make any quick movements. I know they're going to yell at me to put the gun down. I have a plan. I want to start articulating that now. Police, where you at? I'm over here. I'm a good guy. I got the bad guy on the ground. He's on the ground. I'm a friendly. Come on over here. Help me. I need the police now. I got him at gunpoint. He's on the ground. He's not a threat. I'm standing here. I'm in plain clothes. I have a gun. Don't shoot me. Get over here. Where's the police? Somebody tell the police I got him. Again, I'm just going on and on. I want to make damn sure the cops are going to have no problem whatsoever finding where I'm at and knowing I'm not the shooter and I've got the guy at gunpoint. So, you know, that's a pretty good question. The guy ran and hit the gun, but I'm not going to do that. I'm keeping my gun. That's my club. I'm going to reload it. I'm going to shoot him. I'm looking for other active shooters. I'm more in the process. I'm going to reserve the crime scene. I'm not worried about giving medical aid. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm in a survival mode till the cops get there and stabilize, and then they can have it. But until then, I'm making sure to articulate and get my position on where I'm at, what's going on. And it's the same thing if you get in a road rage incident at a red light. Guy comes up with a gun, gets out of his car and walks back to your car. And you're smart and you have a gun, so as soon as he gets the car, you go bang and blow his head off and kill him. Same thing, except if you kill the guy, then you can modify your behavior. If you know he's the only threat and you kill the guy, then you can put the gun back in your holster. You can put the gun in your car. And there's going to be some people say you should never do that because you don't know for sure and you have I mean, you can tell when a guy's brain splatter out that he's pretty much dead. You can tell the way he falls, you can tell that he's not breathing, you can tell he's not moving. You know, if you want to take his gun, you can do that. You know, there's a lot of things you can do on a shooting, but when a guy's dead, you can modify. And I told that in one of my crazy cop stories. We're playing close, chasing somebody in San Francisco, and we tell somebody to go call the cops, and he says there's 2 guys here with guns beating this guy up. So we hear all these cops come, we're like, shit, and we know what their mindset is. When they get here, they're going to see 2 guys with guns, and we just beat them. We got the guy who tried to steal the car tied up with his belt, and we're kneeling on him so he can't get up and run, and we're in Chinatown or wherever, and they're all speaking different language, so we don't know what the hell they're saying or what they're calling or telling the cops. All we know is the cops are coming like screaming maniacs, and we know that the guy who called them said there was 2 guys beating up a guy with guns. We know we had to get ready, and what did we do, man? We immediately got our badges out, held our badges up, both of us. When they showed up, because he wasn't armed nor, we put our guns away. We said, hey, off duty, and, you know, so they got there and they were pissed, and they still had us at gunpoint. You know, I can't remember, it was a long time if they told us to get on the ground. I know we didn't get on the ground. I ain't fucking getting on the ground. Screw you. So, and, you know, the cops can tell very quickly on how you're talking and communicating. If you've got law enforcement or military background, they can tell. I mean, cops aren't as stupid as people think. We deal with a lot of people lying. We deal with bad guys. We deal with good guys. We can pretty much size up pretty quick who we're dealing with. And cops know what other cops do. There's just a secret unspoken code that you can just tell another cop. By the way he acts, moves, by the way he's holding his gun, by the way he's talking, terminologies he's using, you know, you would just know. And again, I would be conveying that if I was, you know, in a gun situation. So hopefully that helps and gives you a little bit more to think about if you get caught in that situation. All right? Well, in that there, anybody want to come help me unload this firewood? Because, man, loading that shit was a pain. Now I got to unload it. All right, well, in that there.